Hi, so today we're with Random Topic, and I'm with...
That's me, Adam.
I'm with... Andrew Petersen.
Anne-Marie Petersen.
And Paul Petersen.
So today we're going to play Fishbowl. He will pick... he will pick a topic, and we will discuss.
Food. Food? Okay, what just says the word food?
What do you think about food porn?
Food what?
Porn.
Food porn?
He didn't even know what it was when I told him
Who?
about food porn.
Adam? I watch food porn.
Well, I
Not
don't
gonna
watch
lie,
food
it's the good kush. Andrew, you just have to watch a Pizza Hut commercial. Exactly, that's
Okay.
food porn. Alright,
Yeah.
this is my interview. Just so see it. Immigration. I'm gonna get crap for this.
Immigration is very, very important for America.
I definitely support legal immigration. That's for sure.
Because it brings in new ideas, new types of people.
Like, we need more people in America with different ideas from other countries. That's why we have immigrated people.
And America is a melting pot of all kinds of people. And so it's critical to our vitality as a nation. However, illegal immigration is a destructive thing where we have no control of who's coming in or why they're coming in. They're not assimilating into our culture. They're just coming to, and they gather in groups, and they don't want to become Americans. They want everybody else to be who they are. So that's my viewpoint.
I mean, I don't know about other countries or their immigration laws, or if they have problems with that. But, like, you know, if they allow it, then, you know, they should make sure that it's still there, because other people from different areas can help with different mindsets.
Yep, I feel the same way. I feel like it's important. I think it's great because we can gain so much from people from other nations. We really can. People
great.
have great ideas and great views on things, and it's great to be able to get to know each other. I think it's great. I just, like Paul says, if they come here illegally and their intentions aren't good or to assimilate into the culture, then that can be bad. As far as wanting to live in Americans and be American, become Americans.
I totally support legal immigration. But for me, in some cases, like the illegal ones, are more complicated.
It's true.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I get that some people need to move in a certain time constraint, but, you know, they should have planned beforehand, like, what was going to happen if they knew it was going to take a long time to get legally immigrated.
It's difficult for people to come in the right way. We've got too many laws that just stifle good people from coming in, and then there's others that are ignored that allow bad people to come in.
A good one. That was a heavy.
Yeah.
Good start.
Oh, and tell us a little bit about what's your religion and what you believe in.
I belong to the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
Go ahead.
I belong to the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
I'm a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
A lot of people call us Latter-day Saints or Mormons. And we're not a Mormon. Mormon was a prophet in the Book of Mormon, which is a book that was compiled, a record of the ancient American people that had Christ come and visit the Americas. So it's actually a book. But
It happened
Mormon
during
is
the
the
same
one,
time as the Bible.
Yeah, but Mormon's the one who compiled it.
Yes.
And So anyway, being called Mormons is really not accurate. We believe that we follow Jesus Christ in our day. So that's why we are called the Church of Jesus Christ.
Because it is his church, it's not the church of Joseph Smith
Yeah.
or anybody else.
The reason I call it that and don't shorten it to what people say, like Mormon, is because that actually has a lot of negative connotation. Because, like, in days where one of our prophets, Joseph Smith, was translating the Book of Mormon, they called, like, the rest of the United States called him that because, I don't know, it was a short nickname and it was meant to be an insult. So we changed it recently, and we're trying to change the name a little bit. Our general rule is if it doesn't have the word, like, Christ, which is the person who we worship, in the title, then it's not really appropriate. So
what about LDS? Is that acceptable?
Well, I don't know. That's an in between one.
Yeah.
I would say, like, if we could put an acronym a little bit different, like if we did Latter-day Saints, that's a shortened version.
Yeah.
If we did like Church of Jesus Christ, like CDLS, CJLS,
yeah.
LDS, CJLDS. Sorry.
Yeah, CJLDS.
Something like that. I don't know. That's just the thought, but you know.
Gay. You're just writing one word.
It's a top.
It's funny. It's just funny. This is what cool interview.
Yeah. So, what is your standpoint on being born gay?
Oh, being born gay.
Yeah.
So, my standpoint is some people could possibly have those thoughts, and that's okay. But you know what? I don't think that it's true.
And this is from religious. Would you say it's from religious viewpoint?
Well, definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
In my religion, we believe in marriage between one man and one woman. That's what we believe in. But people have their choices, they have their agency, so
yeah.
It's okay. And I don't know, I have friends that are gay or have tendencies to be gay or I don't know. It doesn't matter to me, it's okay. I still love them for who they are.
Yeah. Movies. Anne-Marie, what kind of movies do you like?
I like inspirational movies and chick flicks. So, I like movies that help me to want to be a better person, or movies that teach me about someone else who is seeking to be better in their lives. I kind of like fun, romantic movies, and I like musicals because I like to sing.
And I like action, lots of action.
When you guys were a kid, what movies do you like?
Well, they took a chisel and carved the movies in stone.
Oh yeah.
Just kidding.
I liked Cinderella, which was only Rodgers and Hammerstein back then, and I liked musicals back then, and I liked shows like The Brady Bunch.
Top Gun. That's a movie.
Top Gun is not when you were young.
Oh yeah.
Not when you were 10.
No.
He liked Bonanza when he was 10.
I did like Bonanza.
And you don't watch R-rated stuff either, right?
Oh no, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't.
Is that your family thing?
That's a me thing. That's my own
thing?
choice.
But your family don't watch it.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And you know, I could have just said, well, screw it, I'm gonna watch this anyway. You know, I'm not going to.
And so what about the member of Latter-day Saints?
Church of Jesus Christ Latter-day
Yeah,
Saints.
do they
Yes,
watch R-rated?
so we're basically counseled not to watch them, just because.
Addicted?
Well, I mean, maybe not addiction, but there's some crazy things that you see on there, and
Yeah.
I think that's it.
Yeah.
It's pretty
So
simple. Then again, if you want to watch that show, you can.
Yeah.
But we believe that, it'd be better if you don't.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah,
just go watch a happy movie.
Sometimes
It might be better for you.
Well,
Warm your spirit
yeah.
a little bit.
Do you guys see some transitions, like in Hollywood?
Yeah, it transformed from good family-oriented movies to junk. They put a lot of sex and violence and things that distort truth. That's the next topic.
Oh, social media.
What do you guys think about modern social media stuff?
I think it's okay to a point, but the kids do this all the time, and they forget to interact. They'll be next to each other, doing this to each other, and it's not okay. It's
not talking?
Not talking.
I think it can be a problem when you become detached from the real world. Like those people who sit in booths on dates and they just stare at their phones like the whole time, It's kind of sad because you don't get an interaction between the two of them. They can't connect.
I think, a lot of kids I see are on their phones and they just say, I wish things were better. And I see a lot of anxiety. I had a lot of anxiety too.
Because of the internet, sometimes.
Well, yeah, I mean, you go, for example, instead of going out and seeing people, I, at one point would grab my phone and just go to Instagram and just get, temporary satisfaction in that. And I feel like a lot of kids do that.
Yeah.
And it would be a lot better, of course, to go see those friends. I think I read something once and it was cool. I don't know who said it, but I think it was a TED Talks.
Mm.
It was a guy that had a conversation with a girl, I think.
Yeah.
And the girl or the guy or whoever, one of the two, they're like, oh, don't you think all these little interactions, these tiny bits of connections add up to one conversation or something?
Yeah.
And he talked about it, I think. Anyways, I thought that was interesting because no, they don't. They really don't. When you go talk, there's nothing you can't replace face-to-face interaction.
Yeah. Oh. So you've been in dating game a little bit, right?
In the dating game?
Yeah. Dating arena.
Yeah, I have.
Do you think how much does online dating affect the dating world?
Online
dating. How does it improve the more we meet people?
Well,
you think?
I don't know.
I never tried it, right?
I've never tried it. I mean, I see it as kind of a crutch, honestly. I see it as a crutch.
What does that mean? A crutch?
A crutch.
Mm.
You know what a crutch is, though? Like, oh, I broke my leg here. Here's a crutch. It's like, I don't know, like, go out and meet people. I think that's a better way to do it, but
yeah,
it's okay. I think it's fine. I don't have any negative opinions on it.
Yeah. What about you, Anne-Marie?
I think social media, as far as things like Facebook and Instagram and all those things, the thing I do like about them is it keeps me in touch with my family.
Internet.
What do you think about internet like overall.
The interwebs.
Yeah.
I love that.
Love that. Can you live without it? To be honest, in
Yeah.
this century, you know.
Yeah, I can.
Yeah.
For sure.
Would it be better if? Would the world be better if there wasn't an internet? Or do you
I think that's a question to ask older people because they've seen it.
Very cool.
And how old were you guys when the internet was like big?
I was in college when it started to become a big
It
thing.
really, you know what,
which was
email and all of that stuff,
a long time ago.
email started, and instant messages started just about 25 years ago.
Yeah.
24 years ago.
Mm.
26. Anyway, 20 something.
Was it a big change? Like,
It was a big change. As soon as people could instant message each other and even email each other,
The world became smaller.
we were used to snail mail, you know.
Mm-hmm.
We'd watch it, wait for it for a week, and then suddenly we could get it within a day, and you know, we became more impatient.
Oh, well, when I served a mission in the Philippines, I had to wait weeks for my parents to a letter from my parents. Well, now they get on the computer and they're talking to them, so it's amazing.
But new generation
For me,
things, yeah,
it's great. It's a double-edged sword, though.
yeah,
Without, you know, if you don't discipline yourself, some people just get on the internet and they scroll Facebook until they are completely depressed, or, you know.
yeah.
There's a lot, I feel like there's a lot of anxiety issues in our generation.
Yeah. And since we're talking about the internet, what about porn? What's your opinion on that?
Opinion in porn?
Yeah, like what's
Okay.
your point? What your
Okay, well, I have, okay,
your point? Yeah.
absolutely,
What
absolutely. It's a problem.
you know?
It is a big, 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 big problem. So, my standpoint of it is completely wrong. And here's why. When you are looking at something that is happening that is sexual to be aroused solely, that does something to your brain. And it basically, after time, because I believe your brain releases a chemical that is essentially dopamine, or something as addictive as one of those drugs. Basically, it's addictive.
Mm.
If you do that all the time, then you'll want more and more and more. So it's addictive. Basically, it's something that, an addiction, you know, something that you need, you know. You need it. Your brain needs it. So anyway.
Yeah. So
I don't think addictions in any case are good.
Yeah, that was I was going to ask. About jobs, like people who work in porn because they don't have any other choices.
Of course they have other choices. That's stupid.
Like it's the
That's
best
stupid.
choices they
People,
have.
you have a person and he has the whole world and he can go do anything. So, there you go.
Yeah.
Leg washing.
Do you wash your leg, Andrew?
Do I wash?
Yeah, or you just let the water pass your leg?
Do I wash? Of course. I don't shave my legs because we don't do that sort of thing. Men don't anyway.
We don't.
I like baths, and I do wash my legs in the bathtub.
I wash my legs.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes I just wash my whole self.
Yeah. Me too. But
I know. I realize
It's a trend.
that's kind of a funny thing.
yeah.
What the heck?
So, are you guys pro-choice?
We very, very, very strongly believe that life is sacred and important, and you do not take innocent life. That is a very strong belief that we have.
Well, how do you feel if somebody's raped?
Well, that's one instance that was not the choice of the person, and so rape and incest and that type of thing, we believe that there is a place.
But it needs to happen right away and not wait until the baby's
older.
Yeah. Have you guys, like back then when abortion was mostly illegal?
Back in the 70s and before,
Do you guys like know someone, like or saw someone?
I
like
did.
The rumors and stuff.
I see someone who actually did abort their baby.
Yeah.
They were told that it wouldn't be a big deal, and they said it has affected them in a really bad way. She said that she couldn't get over it. That she wishes she wouldn't have done it. That it just made her feel empty inside.
Well, and my view is that it is a life. You do not tamper with what God has put in place, and if that person is not ready to have a baby, well, give it to somebody else who does want a baby. There's lots of couples that would love to have children and can't. So, adoption is a much better option. Adoption is a much better option.
So like in the 70s, there's not a lot of states that make abortion legal. So like the women have to drive, who want an abortion, have to drive to a legal state.
Mm-hmm.
If America like make abortion illegal, do you guys think it would be better if there's like some state that legal?
So you talk about the pro-choice, right? The choice is to not have sex before marriage. That's the choice. Anything outside that, well, there are consequences to our poor decisions and our poor choices. And, unfortunately, an innocent life is created and then destroyed. There's nothing right about that.
How many siblings do you have?
6.
We had 7 kids.
So 2 brothers.
Yeah.
Or 2 brothers, 4 sisters.
Our kids got sick with vaccinations. Really sick. And Blake, our oldest son, he started seeing spiders on the walls and all kinds of crazy things. And then
Shell started getting asthma really bad. Angie said that her legs started going numb. We stopped.
So we stopped because of that. Not because we didn't believe in them.
Our kids just had severe reactions.
Bad reactions.
They had bad reactions.
So
it was not good.
I think it's a choice. I think that if somebody believes in them, they should get their kids vaccinated. And if their kids have problems with vaccination, of course you don't keep feeding the poison to them.
Yeah. Like in high school, do you guys see like bullying a lot back in high school?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
It was very common, especially in the...
since the beginning of time, there's been some of that. I'm sorry to say.
Yeah. I think it is more talked about now. And so it
does help.
Yeah.
When people bring it out in the open, it does help.
I think other
teachers become aware. When I was young, I had a teacher in 5th grade, for instance, who, my parents, they didn't have a lot of money. So we wore clothes out of a bag. And sometimes, people would give us. And I had some that didn't fit me right. And kids sometimes could be really mean. Yeah. And I remember one time I was in class and they were passing notes about me and talking about me openly. And the teacher was ignoring the whole thing. Yeah. So I'm really happy that teachers are learning to be on board. I don't think they all are. I think there's some that still bully themselves, But I think there's quite a few more that are aware and are better about it.
Do you guys have like lunch table stuff back then? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
How have like stereotypes commonplace when you're making friends? Does it
I think
commonplace?
stereotyping was much worse back in the 60s and 70s. It has become less,
You mean stereotype as in like if somebody's dressed as a certain way,
Yeah,
then they're
a
like a
job.
certain thing.
or they're,
I don't know. I think when
Oh,
Blake
wow.
went to school, I heard of it a lot because Blake was kind of into that kind of thing. He said if you wear all black, you're gothic.
that's
And
right.
if you wore like there were certain pants that Hispanic people wore that he wanted to stay away from because he felt like most of the people that were Hispanic in our nation, at least in his school, were gang kids because a lot of them came here illegally. And but there was a lot of that actually. My daughter Angie wore band shirts. If she wore a band shirt,
So she was
they
labeled
said
as
you have to a band geek, but she needed to have their own band because if you
wore the wrong one.
wore the wrong one, then Blake could say you're just a poser.
Yeah.
You're just a poser because you're not actually living what you're wearing. So in his mind, you had to live everything. If you were a skateboarder, man,
You're
that's the
free.
only thing you
Yeah.
could wear.
Then
Like,
so my
I thought it
vantage
was
point
funny.
is more from work, and we have all kinds of people, and from every background, foreign people that come and help, and everybody's treated respectfully. So I think it's more the younger kids who don't know who they are yet struggle with that.
You know
more.
what I think is really cool though? I haven't seen it here as much in Idaho Falls
No,
as
it's not a
Rexburg.
ton.
Rexburg, I saw it a lot.
Yeah.
A lot of people typing. I don't know what you call that. You just
Stereotyping.
stereotyping, just like you're like this, you're like that, and there
Yeah.
was a lot of that. And I don't know. It was a little different.
Yeah.
I like it.
Did you guys go to Utah, like for school, like in Utah?
She did.
I did.
I went to Nevada. So I had a lot of diversity in my schools.
Yeah.
A lot of people different than me.
He
So,
did all kinds. I mean, a lot of drinking, a lot of that. We had some in my school, but my
Yeah.
school was predominantly my religion.
Yeah.
So because of that,
So there wasn't drinking and smoking.
well, there was.
There was, but
there
it
was.
wasn't supposed to.
There was. I saw it. There we had about 94% that were Christian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, but these, we still had the drugs and stuff, just not very much.
Yeah.
So I have
8
siblings in my family. Anne-Marie has 16
or 16.
siblings, so that's 17 kids.
Yeah.
Oh, one more thing. I mean, the greatest joys that I've had in my life have come from my family.
We love family, and we have fun with our family.
We do. We sometimes argue too, but we have a great time with
Of
our
course,
kids.
that's families.
Yeah, I live in Idaho, and most people either don't know about it or they're like, "Oh, potatoes, it's cool, I guess. Go fries, woot."
Yeah.
But I guess we're kind of like a mix between urban and more like suburban and farmland because we've got a lot of farmland, but we've also got like a relatively decent town, like in Idaho Falls at least. It's small, but it's a solid mix. I don't know. Idaho doesn't have very much culture in it as far as we're pretty similar to other states,
Yeah. And
I'm not gonna do that.
if you didn't know, Idaho, like teenagers in Idaho can drive at the age of
Yeah.
14.
Yeah. It is 14.
Yeah.
My parents actually have a rule against that. I mean, I don't mind people driving on the roads that are 14, but at least in my family, we've had a really bad experience where we knew someone who took my sister's friend, my sister's friend out on a date, and he ended up getting in a car crash, and he was like 14, and it was like while I was trying to get a picture. My parents just thought it might be a good idea to wait until we're more mature and we can understand what to do in a situation like that. So our rule is we can start driver's ed at 16. Well, not start. We can start driver's ed at 15 and get our license by the time we're 16.
So the first one, Wherever you go, there you are.
I taught you that one.
That's a good quote.
It's from the Farley Family reunion.
Or you guys went to Justin family?
No.
No, this is called.
It's a play.
It's a comedy.
Yeah.
Farley Family reunion. This is a one-guy play, and he plays all
plays
the parts: the grandpa, the grandma,
yeah.
everybody. Okay, so I have a lot of favorite quotes, but one of mine is by C.S. Lewis. You can grip the arm of the dental chair tightly, or lay your hands neatly in your lap. Either way, the drill drills on. There you go.
Being humble means recognizing that we are not on earth to see how important we can become, but to see how much difference we can make in the lives of others. Gordon B. Hinckley.
C.S. Lewis. My mom mentioned it today, actually. Yeah, C.S. Lewis. Let me retry that bit. C.S. Lewis said that you can either grasp the arm of the dental chair firmly, or you can fold your hands gently in your lap. Either way, the drill keeps on drilling. And then
Is that your funny quote? Or is it
no,
a good quote?
That's my good quote.
A little faster. You gotta deliver all those presents. You got a lot to go.